Hello, BookTube. I have a video for you today where I discuss something that I got in the mail yesterday. This is literally yesterday's news, but I wanted to talk to you about it, and I didn't want to forget. Yesterday, in addition to all the stuff that I got in the mail, I also got somebody sent me a copy of Mystery Scene magazine. There's Sujata Massey on the cover, who has a new murder mystery out right now, and who also it's the third book in a new murder mystery series, and I had never actually sat down and read a copy of this. I've sold it. I've worked in bookstores where it was, you know, it's a bigger magazine format. The mystery things that we sold most often at the bookstore where I worked were the smaller square-bound digests for Ellery Queen and whatnot. The only big mystery magazine that we sold really well was the Strand, the American version of the Strand magazine, but this did sell as well. But I never really looked at it. I've often just knee-jerk thought that industry magazines like this, Mystery Scene, science fiction has a couple of these, history has a ton of them. The genre of the interest of history has a ton of them, and I've often looked at them as just ways for publishers to get ads, full-color ads, in front of likely audiences. Like right away, you get you've got a cover story about Sujata Massey, and right away the full color ad on the inside cover is a full page takeout of celebrating her new murder mystery series, and that, you know, that shows you the books. And I can show you another example. A publisher will pay for a whole page of book-centered advertising. Not that I'm complaining; it's a lot better than tobacco products that you get in the lad mags, or a whole page of stuff like that. I've often considered these things to be mainly advertising vehicles. Nothing wrong with that, but hand in hand with that, I've often thought, well, okay, they're advertising vehicles because they are kind of without substance, and that turned out not to be true in this case. Probably it's never been true, and it shows me. But one way or another, I wanted to show this to you and tell you that if you're a mystery fan and you haven't read an issue of this, it's fantastic. Just fantastic. It will almost certainly make you subscribe, as it did me. I'm certainly going to subscribe to this. The editor-in-chief here is Kate Stein, and the magazine goes through bookish news. At the beginning, it has a letters page, and then it goes into a whole bunch of different sections. There are breakdowns of, for instance, the Edgar Awards. There are specialty reading lists where you get a little profile of authors from either the present or days past, and wonderfully, as an inset feature in every one of those articles, you get a breakdown of their books. Just a list of their books. Very, very helpful. Then we get the main article on Sujata Massey, and then a bunch of others, profiles of authors that give you an interview with them, a picture of them so that you feel like you know them a little better. One thing I noticed, I don't know if Mystery Scene does this in every issue, but this issue has a sort of a mini concentration on Professor Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes. There's a piece by Tom Mead on Moriarty throughout the ages, and through all of the different incarnations on TV and in the movies. That's from the Robert Downey Desecrations. That is from Sherlock. That was good. I mean, it's not the Moriarty article that you would write for a bunch of Sherlockian fans, but it's very good, very, very well done for the sort of general interest beginner who might not know anything about the subject. But the thing that I liked most about this issue, and again, I don't know if they do it, this is the first one I've read in depth, are these looks at older authors that I think are just fantastic. Here they have one on John Collier. No idea why, but there's his book Fancies and Goodnights. John Collier is fantastic. If you see a copy of Fancies and Delights and you think, okay, this is old, outdated, sort of suburban horror where the bad guy in every single story is going to be a demented housewife, that sort of thing, you're dead wrong. He is genuinely subversive in his writing. Genuinely subversive. The Monkey Wife, or there's a short story of his called A Touch of Nutmeg Does It. If it doesn't creep you out, then your creep monitor is broken. That was great to be flipping through this thing and just randomly see an article about John Collier. There's a piece about Margaret Maron, who recently died, giving you her her story, wonderful pictures from her life, and once again, a list of her books, so that you know the different series and the order in which they occur. Very, very helpful. And then in the back, there are short reviews, and of like 300-word reviews of a batch of latest murder mysteries, both mainstream and indie press. There's even, if I remember correctly, a feature in here on mystery short stories. It just covers everything. It covers everything. Yeah, there's a feature on short stories. Naturally, when I saw those little reviews in the back, I wondered if who was it again? What was her name? Editor-in-Chief Kate Stein. Naturally, when I saw those reviews in the back, I wondered if Mystery Scene has a lock on its body of book reviewers, or might want somebody else to join the roster. I don't know how I would even ask. Probably they're full up. But one way or another, I wanted to put this back on camera and tell you that I loved it. That it has. I don't know which of you sent it to me. It came with no documentation whatsoever. But I think I am going to subscribe. A magazine like this is just too good. Unless this is the best issue they've ever done, and that seems unlikely. Then I'm guessing that one of you sent this to me because of Sujata Massey, because I have really praised the Pervine Mysteries. I've really praised this series. The Bombay Prince was fantastically good, just better than the first two, which is always a joy. And so I'm pretty sure that one of you saw this and thought, oh, Steve has mentioned this person, so I'll send it. But one way or another, I'm glad that you did, because I've got a new mystery magazine to read, and that's fantastic. So I wanted to show it to you. If you are a dyed-in-the-wool mystery alcoholic and you can't get enough of the murder mystery genre, this is a magazine to have, definitely. In addition to those square bounds that I mentioned, this is a magazine to have because it's got everything. I feel like I know a lot of these authors better for having read these friendly profiles with big, full-color photographs. It's going to give me a little extra twinge of guilt if I have to rip apart one of their books, but that's not going to bother you. So anyway, that's yesterday's news. That was Mystery Scene Magazine. Thank you again, whoever it was who sent it to me. I loved it. So I will definitely be getting the next issue. I don't know. I've had some bad luck with subscriptions lately. I don't really want to throw anybody under the bus because the pandemic year was tough. But because of the pandemic year, because magazines absolutely rely on subscription money. You might think you're doing them a good turn by going to, the grocery store or the bookstore and making sure to buy every new issue at full price. You might be thinking what I thought for years. Surely I'm helping them more to pay more for full price than to pay a discounted price for a subscription, but you're not. The subscription is locked in, and they can count on it, and it isn't affected. They've already got the money. It isn't affected by you getting a cold and not going in for one issue. Magazines absolutely live and die by their subscriptions. And once it finally dawned on me that was true and that I should just subscribe to the magazines that I like, I subscribed to a bunch, including Asimov's and Analog, who have been mostly missing. They've been mostly observed in the breach. They were happy to cash my check, and I got a couple of issues of each, but now they've already started sending me those automated, hey, don't forget to resubscribe, the early bird catches the worm. And I wanted to say, well, first you have to give me a worm, because they haven't been showing up for, it's been 2 months now, I guess. So I have to get the surly houseboy to go back to getting those things on the newsstand. And if Asimov's and Analog, these things don't have a lot of money to dish around. If they need my subscription money, I'll keep renewing my subscription, even though I'm not getting the magazine in the mail. And I would hope that wouldn't happen with Mystery Scene or anything else. But I love murder mysteries, and in March Mystery Madness, I learned that a lot of you do too. So I thought I would tell you about Mystery Scene magazine. It was tremendous fun, too much fun to miss next time. So anyway, that's yesterday's news, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.